The morning of January 27th, 1945, dawned cold and unforgiving. A dense mist clung to the snow-covered landscape of Auschwitz-Birkenau, shrouding the camp in an eerie silence. The only sound was the wind whistling through the barbed wire fences, a chilling reminder of the horrors contained within. The world outside was oblivious. The world inside was frozen in fear. For the prisoners within the camp, the silence was a double-edged sword. It offered a brief respite from the brutality that had become their daily existence. But it also carried the heavy weight of uncertainty, of not knowing what the next moment held. They had survived another night. Would they survive the day? The silence was broken only by the occasional cough, a testament to the disease and malnutrition that ravaged their bodies. The cold seeped into their bones, a constant reminder of their fragility. Each breath was a victory. Yet, in the depths of their despair, a flicker of hope still flickered. Rumors had been swirling, whispers of approaching armies, whispers of liberation. From the east, through the mist, a new sound emerged. The rumble of tank tracks growing louder with each passing moment. The sound was unfamiliar, alien to the ears of the prisoners. It was the sound of hope, though they dared not believe it yet. The sound of their liberators. The Soviet First Ukrainian Front was approaching.
The soldiers, hardened by years of war, had seen their fair share of horrors, but nothing could have prepared them for the sight that greeted them as they approached the gates of Auschwitz-Birkenau.
The infamous inscription, Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free, mocked them with its cruel irony.
The camp, shrouded in mist, took on an almost surreal quality. The soldiers stared in disbelief at the skeletal figures that emerged from the barracks, their eyes hollow, their bodies mere shadows of their former selves. The silence was shattered, replaced by a cacophony of emotions. Shock, disbelief, horror, and a growing sense of rage at the atrocities that had been committed within those walls. The air crackled with tension, a palpable barrier between two worlds. The liberators and the liberated, each group struggling to comprehend the reality before them. The soldiers, hardened by war, were unprepared for the raw, visceral impact of witnessing the depths of human cruelty.
The prisoners, emaciated and traumatized, looked upon their liberators with a mixture of fear and disbelief. Could these strangers, these soldiers who spoke a different language, truly offer them the safety and freedom they so desperately craved?
In that moment of profound silence, a shared humanity transcended language barriers. The soldiers, overcome with emotion, began to grasp the magnitude of the Nazi crimes. The prisoners, seeing the genuine compassion in the eyes of their liberators, dared to believe that their nightmare might finally be over. A single act of kindness broke the tension. A Soviet soldier, his face etched with compassion, knelt before an emaciated prisoner.
In his hand he held a piece of bread, an offering of sustenance and hope.
The prisoner, her hand trembling, reached out to accept the gift.
That simple gesture, a single act of human connection, spoke volumes. It was a symbol of hope in the face of despair, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It was the beginning of the healing process, the first tentative step towards a new life.
Word spread like wildfire through the camp. The Russians were here. They were liberators, not captors.
The initial hesitancy gave way to an outpouring of emotion. Tears of joy streamed down faces that had long forgotten how to smile. Embraces were exchanged between strangers, united by their shared experience of suffering and their newfound hope for the future. The gates of Auschwitz-Birkenau, once symbols of despair and death, now stood open. The barbed wire fences, no longer electrified, were no match for the surge of humanity that poured through them.
The prisoners, weak and emaciated, emerged into the sunlight, blinking at the unfamiliar sight of freedom. They left behind the horrors of the camp, the crematoria, the gas chambers, the endless roll calls, the stench of death that permeated every corner.
They left behind the memories that would forever haunt their dreams. But they also left behind the shackles of fear and despair that had held them captive for so long.
The world outside the camp was a stark contrast to the hell they had endured. The snow-covered landscape, once a symbol of their imprisonment, now represented a blank canvas on which they could begin to paint their new lives.
The air, though still bitterly cold, was filled with the sweet scent of freedom. The liberation of Auschwitz-Birkenau was more than just a military victory. It was a triumph of the human spirit, a testament to the power of hope to endure even in the darkest of times. The survivors, forever scarred by their experiences, emerged from the ashes of the Holocaust with an unbreakable will to live and to bear witness to the atrocities they had witnessed. The world would never be the same. The horrors of Auschwitz-Birkenau would forever serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of hatred, intolerance, and indifference. But the courage and resilience of the survivors would also serve as a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity. As the sun rose higher in the sky, casting its golden rays upon the liberated camp, a new day dawned. It was a day for remembrance, a day for reflection, and above all, a day for hope. The hope that such atrocities would never be allowed to happen again.